Hey everybody, it's Billy with you once again, and Friday is an excellent day in the game show world because Friday is the first is no not the first but the third Friday is the 13-year anniversary of the first $100,000 win in Wheel of Fortune history. It was back. It was way back. I think. Let me check to make sure. I think it was It started on Wednesday, December 19, 2001. So which was Friday will be the 13-year anniversary. The contestants were the contestants on that show were Becky Moore, a recent University of California Santa Clara graduate in literature and poetry from Santa Cruz, California. We also have Mike Colquitt, a bartender who has a girlfriend from Los Angeles, California. And Douglas Ross, a copy editor and wordsmith, worked for the White House press office from Los Angeles, California, originally from Annapolis, Maryland. So they started out with the $1,000 toss-up. Becky, who was in the yellow position. She saw she saw what a surprise. She picks up $1,000. So that was a great start for Becky. Then Pat interviewed the contestants, and then we moved on to the $2,000 toss-up. The category was around the house. Mike saw the toss-up, which was a roll of film. They picks up the $2,000, and he had the right to start the first round, which the category was title. Mike's first spin was 800, called a T, and there were 3 T's. Then bottom out would cost about $250. Picked out 3 E's, landed on 550, calls an H, and then 1. Picks up 1 H, and then lands on 550 again, calls an S, and bang! There were no D, there were no S's. And then it was over to Mike. I mean, no, not Mike, but Douglas. Picked up 2 R's on the 550 spin. Landed on the free spin. Picked up an M. There were 2 M's. Landed on 400. Picked up an L. There were 2 L's. And he saw the puzzle, the first puzzle, which was the little drummer boy, and he picked that and saw the puzzle, and he had the $1,980. Finished the first round with $1,900, just $100 shy of the lead. And then it was time for the jackpot round, which it started with $5,000 and the amount was increased with every spin of the wheel. In case you guys didn't know how the jackpot worked. All right, the jackpot round category for that show was a thing. Then Douglas, who started the first round, who had the free spin, landed on the travel wedge. It was the prize was the High Sierra Sport Company travel gear. So the category again was Sting. Douglas landed on the travel gear, picked up a T. There was 1 T, so he picked out the travel gear. Landed on 600, picked up 2 N's, bought 4 A's. And then lands on a bank grab. He lost $39.50 out of that, but he did use his free spin. Lands on 550, picked up an R, bought an I. There were no I's, so it was over to Becky, who landed on 350. Picked up an S, and there were no S's, so we went over to Mike. Landed on 700, picked up an L, then landed on 300, picked up an F, and then he bought 4 O's. Landed on 300 again, picked up a D, and then landed on 700, picked up a K, and called a K. There were no K's. So it was back to Douglas. Landed on 700, called a V, and then after that he bought 2 E's. Landed on 300, picked up an H, bought a U. Then landed on 800, called a C, and then landed on the gift tag. Called a P, and there were 2 P's. And he saw the second round puzzle, which was an autographed copy of a novel. So Douglas had the lead with $4,500 after 2 rounds. And then second place was Mike with $2,000, and Becky went home, and Becky was in third with $1,000. Then it was time at the third round with the $10,000 space on the wheel. The category was headline. And then after we revealed the category, it was Becky's turn to start the third round. She landed 600, picked up an R, then picked up 2 R's, two S's on the $900 spin. That was $1,800 apiece. Picked up 1A, bought 1A, and called a T on the $450 spin. There were no T's. So then we went over to Mike, who was in the blue position. He picked up a Y. He went on 450, picked up a Y. There was 1 Y, bought 3 E's. Landed on 700, picked up 2 N's, landed on 700 again, then picked up 1 L, and then called and bought an A, but the A was already on the board, so he had to watch the letterboard there. Then it was over to Douglas, who picked up, landed on 700, called an F. There was 1 F, and then landed on 3,500, called a P, and there was 1. Bought 2 O's, and then after that he bought 2 I's, and he saw the third round puzzle, which was Jennifer Lopez's "I Do," and he got it correctly. So he has $800 after 3 rounds. And Mike was still in second with $2,000, and Becky was still in third with $1,000. Then the $3,000 toss-up was up next. And then the letters were reported in motion, and Douglas solved the third round, the third toss-up, which was Mistletoe and Holly. In case you guys didn't know, the Christmas Day is coming up in about 19 days or so, or maybe like 2 days or so, 12 days actually. And then we moved on to the fourth round with a $5,000 space in the wheel. The categories before and after. Douglas started that round, laying on the 5,000, called an S, and there were no S's. Then when it was over to Becky, who picked up 900, landed on 900, picked up a T, landed on 300, picked up an R, bought 3 E's, landed on 300, called a D, and then after that, bought 3 O's, landed on 700, picked up an H, landed on 400, picked up 2 C's. Then after that, she landed on 800, called an L, and then 550, she called a B, and then she spun loose turn after that, and the sound that those sport things meant that that time was running out, so Pat had to give the wheel a final spin, and every constant in the puzzle was worth $1,300 apiece. Mike called an N, and there were 2 N's, but he incorrectly guesses the Canyon cold beer, and that was incorrect. So it was over to Douglas, and then Douglas picked up 2 M's and saw the puzzle correctly, which was the common cold beer. And then we rally out the tolls, and Mike Douglas was the overall winner with $13,800. So he went on to the bonus round. Mike picked up $2,000, and Becky picked up $1,000. Then it was off to the bonus round, which the prizes were the $25,000, the 2002 Buick Renaissance over $33,000, the Volkswagen Passat GLX sedan with over $30,000, then the 2002 Highlander 4x4 with over $35,000, and the big one, and Douglas could feel the green if he spins and wins $100,000. So Douglas spun the bonus wheel, just barely stopping on the left peg of the B. And then the category for the bonus round was Thing, R, S, T, L, and E were the magic letters that Pat gave Douglas. The E and the L were in the puzzle. Pat asked Douglas to give him three more consonants and a vowel. His choices were P, M, H, and A, and after that, the letters that he chose were all in the puzzle. So he had 10 seconds to solve the bonus puzzle, which he did, which was a Happy Meal. So he solved it correctly, and you couldn't believe it. So Pat opened the envelope, and Douglas didn't know what he was going to take home with him. And then when Pat revealed the envelope, he told me he was going to take $100,000. So when Pat showed the viewers that Douglas won the $100,000, the streamers and the confetti were let out for the first time in wheel history. So Douglas went home with a grand total of $113,800. That, by my opinion, was a great win. So Douglas, congratulations on your ultimate win. You're really going to buy a lot of Happy Meals with that kind of money. So I hope I hope your life is going really well, and hopefully we might see you again soon. You never know. But again, guys, Friday is the 13-year anniversary of the first $100,000 win in Wheel of Fortune history. Hope you guys can celebrate with us, and hopefully we might see it again in the near future. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys in my next video coming. I'll see you guys in my next video coming soon. Until then, have a great Saturday and enjoy the Army Navy game on CBS. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.